At exactly 12:03 a.m., the security camera caught her standing under a flickering streetlight, alone, motionless, staring at something beyond the lens. 30 seconds later, the light blinked once more, and she was gone. No sound, no scream, no footprints, just emptiness. A vanished woman, a confused town, and a mystery that still haunts everyone who's ever watched that footage. In this story, you'll uncover how an ordinary night in a quiet neighborhood turned into one of the most baffling disappearances in modern history. One with no evidence, no witnesses, and no logical explanation. But before we reach the shocking truth, let's start from the beginning. Sarah Whitmore was 28, a graphic designer living in the small town of Maple Hollow, Vermont, a place where nothing ever really happened. She was known for her kindness, her bright red coat, and her nightly habit of taking walks after midnight to clear her head. Friends said she often listened to audiobooks and posted night sky photos on Instagram. On February 9, 2021, Sarah texted her best friend, heading out for a short walk. Can't sleep again. It was the last message she would ever send. At 12:03 a.m., she was caught on a residential security camera walking down Birchwood Lane, a quiet road lined with maple trees. The footage showed her pause beneath a streetlight, look around, and take one step forward. Then the camera glitched just for 2 seconds. When the video returned, Sarah was gone. Her phone was later found on the curb. Her earbuds were still playing a podcast. The snow around her footprints was untouched. No struggle. No second set of prints. It was as if she'd simply disappeared into thin air. By dawn, local police had organized a search party. Officers, volunteers, and dogs combed through the area. They found no signs of a struggle, no tire marks, no tracks leading into the woods. Nothing. The only thing they found was a red thread tangled in a low branch, about half a mile from the streetlight. Sarah's coat was red. Investigators thought they might be close, until snowfall covered the area hours later, erasing any remaining trace of where she could have gone. As days turned into weeks, the case made national headlines. Journalists called it the vanishing at Birchwood Lane, and that's when the theories began. Police first suspected an abduction, but there were no vehicles in the footage, no sound of an engine, no drag marks. Even infrared street cameras nearby showed no human heat signature other than Sarah's during that time frame. Theory 2, the runaway. Some thought Sarah staged her own disappearance, but she had just signed a new job contract and had plans for a weekend trip with her sister. She'd even posted a grocery list on her fridge for the next day. Theory 3, the stranger in the woods. Several residents reported seeing strange lights deep in the forest that same night. Faint, bluish glows that flickered between trees. One man claimed he heard a woman humming around midnight near the lake, about 2 miles from where Sarah vanished. But none of these leads went anywhere. Then, exactly 9 days later, something appeared at the scene. At 2:14 a.m., a patrol officer driving down Birchwood Lane saw something bright in his headlights. It was Sarah's red coat, neatly folded at the base of the same streetlight where she disappeared. There were no footprints in the snow leading to or from it. The fresh snow around it was undisturbed. The coat was dry, though it had snowed heavily that day. Forensic tests confirmed it was hers. Same fabric, same fibers, same missing button. Inside the coat pocket, police found a note written in Sarah's handwriting. "Stop looking. I'm fine. S." But experts confirmed one disturbing detail. The handwriting sample matched hers, except for one thing. The note was written backward, as if seen through a mirror. A week after that, a new piece of evidence surfaced. A neighbor across the street had found old backup footage on their security system. Footage that overlapped the same time frame from a different angle. In this clip, Sarah stops beneath the streetlight, just as before. Then a shadow appears behind her. Not a person, not an object, but something tall and distorted, stretching far beyond the reach of the light. Sarah turns, seems to whisper something, and the screen flickers. 4:2 frames, less than a tenth of a second. Her face looks directly into the camera. Her eyes are wide. Her mouth forms two words. When slowed down, lip readers agreed it looked like she said, "It's here." After that, she vanishes. A year passed with no progress. The case went cold. Then, in April 2022, hikers found something in Maple Hollow Forest, about 3 miles from the disappearance site. It was a cell phone, half buried near a frozen creek. The screen was cracked, but when investigators extracted the data, they found one unsent voice recording. The timestamp read 12:02 a.m., February 9th. Sarah's voice was calm but shaky. "I keep hearing footsteps behind me, but there's no one here. The snow's untouched. I don't know how that's possible. If someone finds this, just tell my sister I wasn't imagining. It's real. It's..." The audio cut off abruptly. But before it ended, there's another faint sound in the background, something rhythmic, mechanical. Experts later enhanced it. It resembled the click of a camera shutter. Yet no cameras were ever found in that area. In 2023, a small private team of investigators, 3 former officers and 1 documentary filmmaker, returned to Maple Hollow to make a series about Sarah's case. They spent 5 nights filming around Birchwood Lane and the nearby forest. On the 6th morning, 2 of them failed to return to their motel. Search teams found their equipment near the creek, tripods toppled, cameras smashed. The footage they recovered ended at 12:03 a.m., showing the same streetlight where Sarah disappeared. The last frame? A red light pulsing in the distance. The 2 missing team members were never found. After the documentary's footage leaked online, speculation reignited. Some said it was proof of a serial abductor who used elaborate staging. Others believed it was something beyond explanation, something unnatural. Skeptics argued the coincidences were exaggerated for media effect. But even the skeptics couldn't explain the lack of footprints, the reappearance of the coat, or the matching timestamps of every disappearance. 12:03 a.m. In late 2024, during maintenance at the local power station, a worker discovered something strange near the Birchwood transformer. A small, broken analog watch stuck in the snow. It had stopped precisely at 12:03 a.m. Inside the band was a faint engraving. For Sarah, E. It was confirmed to have belonged to Ethan Rowe, Sarah's fiancé, who had died in a car crash 3 years before her disappearance. No one ever explained how his watch ended up at the scene. To this day, Sarah Whitmore's disappearance remains unsolved. There were no footprints, no signs of abduction, and no clues pointing to where or what took her. But every February night, exactly at midnight, residents of Maple Hollow claim the same streetlight flickers, just once, and they swear they can see a figure in a red coat standing beneath it. Police chalk it up to electrical faults. Others aren't so sure. So the question is, Fa Balloon, what do you think happened to Sarah Whitmore that night? Was it a carefully staged crime, or something far stranger than any of us can explain?